Hey everyone, this is Chansky. Today I'm going to show you guys something I don't usually show. Well, by popular demand, people wanted to see more Terran stuff because apparently Terran is the coolest race. And I agree, they are. They've got all these guns, they've got nukes, they've got tanks, they've got the fucking Governator in a Thor. It's freaking ridiculous. They got all the coolest shit. I'm going to show you a little bit of what they can do. Actually, I'm only going to show you how badass ghosts are. In StarCraft 2, ghosts are ridiculously badass because they don't do decreased damage anymore. And look at these guys. Look at how badass they are. If you move them next to a Marine, you can actually see that they're like 2 feet taller than the Marines. Like the Marines, they look pretty beefy and buff. Like you see his picture right here, he's all hard and shit. Look at the fucking ghost, he's all... You look at the fucking ghost, and he's like this huge, like Sagat kind of dude with like a sniper rifle. It does like tons of damage. It's crazy. But anyway, unlike StarCraft 1, they no longer suck against most units. In fact, they're pretty decent against every unit, and they're amazing versus light units. And if you play this game, you'll know that Zerg units are almost all light. A Zergling is a light unit. A drone is a light unit. Let's see what else. Mutas are light units. Roaches are light units. Oh, I'm sorry. Roaches are armored units. But it doesn't matter because, you know, roaches have no range. So you're not going to be killing a ton of ghosts. Now, this is never going to happen in a real match, like in a league match. Because no one's going to let you mass up like 30 ghosts. But most people don't really care about league matches. They care about use map setting matches. They care about fastest possible map, zero clutter, big game hunters and shit like that. So you're definitely going to be seeing 20-30 ghost massing. What I'm doing is basically getting a ton of ghosts. I'm going to build a whole bunch of ghost academies, and I've upgraded them 3-3 already. So get a load of how much damage these guys can do. I'm going to show you the ghosts right now. These guys do 13 damage, and that's up from 10 from StarCraft 1, and it doesn't go down to 25%. It doesn't go down to 2.5 damage when you fire at large units. It does 13 damage to everything, and if you're firing on a light unit, it does 26 damage, 13 plus 13. These guys have decent range, not as crazy as in StarCraft 1, but since all other units in StarCraft 2 had their range nerfed, 6 range is pretty good. If you mass them up like this, and he attacks with like mass mutas or anything, he's probably gonna get wiped out. And I'm about to show you how amazing these guys are when he comes with a ton of mutas. Now actually, these guys aren't cheap. They cost 150, and there. I'm scanning his army. I caught it, and I'm going to put myself in position. Bam, there goes the Zergle. Bam, there goes the mutas. That's how fast his mutas go down. He didn't even kill a single ghost. Look, there's like yellow health bar and 2 ghosts, and that's it. It's crazy. He brings his Overlord, boom, 1 volley, and it's done. So ghosts are pretty... I'm not going to say they're OP because they cost a lot to get, but they're really good units. They no longer have science vessels in this game, so they gave the EMP ability to ghosts, and it only costs 75 energy, which owns toss, like just straight up owns toss. If you have like a group of toss units and he scans you, he sees you, he EMPs you, he attacks, you're screwed. Your immortals are screwed. Your immortal bonus is screwed. That's basically, these guys are the counter to immortals as Terran, and if you know how to drop your EMPs, it's pretty amazing. They still have Cloak. They got this new ability called Snipe. It costs 25 energy, and it does 45 damage to anything that's biological. So, anything Zerg, excuse me, including buildings and shit. So, you run up to his, well, you probably wouldn't do this, but you run up to his buildings, it'll work on buildings. You can snipe Zerg buildings because buildings are biological structures, which is pretty cool. I'm going to speed this up, but I just wanted to show you guys how cool ghosts are nowadays. And in fastest possible map, these guys are going to be the guys to go. You're going to be massing these guys up. These bad boys are going to be running all over the map. all unstoppable and shit. So I'm gonna move these guys out. I'm gonna press forward a little bit. I see his Hydras. Look out! Boom! All the Hydras dead. I lost nothing. I think one of my ghosts went down to red, but that's it. I didn't lose a single guy. That was amazing. And you guys know how amazing Hydras are. Well, ghosts are even more amazing versus Hydras. Later on, I'm gonna build a ton of ghost academies, and I'm gonna nuke the shit out of this guy. Nukes work a little bit differently also in this game. Instead of like doing a percentage damage or some weird shit like that, I don't really know how it worked in StarCraft 1, but it did like a percentage of your health. So if you had like 9,000 health, it would drop you down to like 5,000 or something. And then there was a break point, you know, if you had less than say 300 health, it would just kill you. Anything more than that, it would do a percentage. Now there is no more percentage. It just straight up does a numerical amount, and I'll show you right now. It does 300 versus units and 500 versus structures in a large radius, of course. So not very powerful against large structures. You know, won't work on ultralisks, battle cruisers, because it only does 300, but it builds super quick. It only takes 60 seconds. It only costs 100 minerals and 100 gas, and it doesn't take any supply, which is super awesome, because it used to be really annoying how you had to build a supply depot just to get a nuke out, and once you fire it, you have that supply left over for no reason. So you don't have that added supply cost of shooting off nukes. The other thing is, I think it used to take 10 seconds to land. Now it takes 20 seconds to land. Of course, by default, all games are on faster, so it doesn't really feel like 20 seconds. It feels like 10 seconds, just like in the old game. So I'm going to show you the nuke right now. It's actually pretty funny. This guy's not very good. I'm not bagging on him. I think some people have commented that it's really funny how I make fun of people and say how their strats don't work. That's not what I'm trying to do, and I'm sorry if that's how it comes across as. I'm just, you know, I mean, obviously the games that I post are games where I win. So, I mean, I bag on myself also, but obviously they're gonna be losing in the games that you watch. Right, so I've scanned them up. I'm about to drop my ghosts out. I'm gonna use this rock to destroy these rocks and come up from the back. Yeah, these guys can destroy rocks with their sniper rifles. That's how badass they are. I'm gonna come from the two cloak ghosts in the back on their main base. I catch his Zerglings. Now, actually, Zerglings are pretty tank. They could actually tank a lot of damage because there's so many of them in such a tiny area. So when he moves his Zerglings back, I'm going to show you how I actually had to cloak to avoid getting killed by his Zerglings. But I'm going to drop these nukes now. This unit that he has patrolling back and forth is an Overlord that has been upgraded to an Overseer. So therefore he can now detect. But he's got him patrolling like a retard, and he's about to get nuked. Awesome. So sweet. See that? Even with the Ghost's superior damage, the Zerglings are so fast that they get up to you before you can kill them. Unlike in StarCraft 1. In StarCraft 1 where, you know, the Zerglings were slower, their pathing was terrible, they would come at you line astern. In here, they come at you in like these huge waves. It's like a waterfall crushing down on you. So I'm going to drop 2 more nukes. I mentioned before, it only takes 1 minute to build them, which is imba. And detection costs more to get in this game than it used to cost. It's harder to get detection. So nukes are actually a viable strategy in all games, not just like in games where you're screwing around. Anyway, that was pretty cool. It leaves these cool graphics. I like it a lot, and the nukes don't look stupid anymore. But like I said, this is never going to happen in a League game, but you can bet your mama's fetish gear that it's going to happen in UMS games. So keep that in mind and mask those ghosts. Thanks for watching.